Hi, everybody. My name is Brian McVeeters, but in the professional wrestling world, they call me the fabulous Travis Drummender. Now, I'm an independent professional wrestler who happens to be openly gay. And tonight, I am going to share with you guys my coming out story since tonight is October 11th, which is National Coming Out Day. Personally, my coming out story is pretty sad, so bear with me. My family really did not accept who I was as a person. My mom's side of the family, especially, they constantly ask me to change my ways and everything else. And it's like, how can I change who I am? Um, my dad's side of the family is very supportive. Some of them are. It feels like they are, but I don't know. Like, it's so confusing. Um, I know that my cousin, some of my cousins, and my father was the biggest supporter of my life. He raised me ever since I was born. Honestly, um, my mother and my father split up when I was 4, which really tanks. But when I came out personally at the age of 13. As soon as I figured out that I didn't want to be with women and I wanted to be with men. Um, professionally is the longest topic I could talk about. So bear with me, guys. Now, when I was 16 years old, I didn't come out in the wrestling. I started the wrestling business. Let's start from the beginning, okay? I started the wrestling business when I was 14. I told my dad that I wanted to be a professional wrestler, and he said, it's a real good time to do it. Might as well. So he brought me over to Michigan sports camps in Coldwater, Michigan, under the tutelage of Dan the Beast Severn and countless alumni that helped me out along the way. And for everybody that I do not mention, thank you. um, I sorry for choking up a little bit because it's kind of emotional, but I didn't come out in the wrestling business. I think they kind of already knew, but I didn't really talk about it. I wanted to keep my personal life and my professional life separate until 2007. I was 16 years old, and I had this feud with a person, like an actual personal feud. We didn't like each other at all. He was on the microphone, and he mentioned about my sexuality in front of the rest of my mom's side of the family, because my mom's side of the family is pretty big, and some of my friends who were very not supportive in the beginning, and also my father, which my father was very extremely mad about. He still probably is to this day because he's up there. He broke me. He broke my silence. He said I did this to help you, and sometimes, yeah, he did. He kind of did help me out a little bit, and I want to thank you for that. But there's also some bad points too. You should never out anybody. You should wait until the time is right so they can do it themselves and they can be happier. Because what you did was very wrong. But with that being said, after a month of depression, because I was depressed, my family knew, and my mom's side of the family, they're not really supportive, except for a couple people, and they pretty much neglected me. They said, nope, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you about your social life. I don't want you even to be a part of our lives. And I said, okay, that's fine. It hurts. It still hurts to this day. And the reason why I'm reaching out to the YouTube is because they also don't know they know the personal, there's some personal life stories about the coming out story, and a lot of people have asked me to do it in my life. Like, a part of my life, they're like, just talk about it on YouTube. So that's what I'm doing. Back to the professional wrestling business. When my dad passed away from cancer back in 2012, God rest his soul, he told me before he passed to be yourself and be happy. And I took 2 years away from the wrestling business to focus on what made me happy. And in the 2 years, it also came to a realization that professional wrestling was the thing that made me happy. And then I was watching the Ellen DeGeneres show, and when everybody was talking about their coming out story, and when I was hearing Billy Gilman's coming out story, I quickly said to myself, I am much more happier about being myself than ever before. Because if an actor or a musician or a Grammy Award winner or even a comedian can come out and be who they are, then I can definitely do that too. It's kind of brave doing this on here, by the way, but I came back in 2014, and then I quickly was training. I did a bunch of training. I was training 4 times a day, like 4 times a week, not 4 times a day, 4 times a week. And Dollar is my trainer still. Hi, Dollar. He told me, just like, you got to find your niche. You got to find your niche, which in my eyes, it was my character. It was my gimmick, is what we call it. And I know I'm breaking kayfabe, and that's all right, but I don't care. Because it's about time someone can actually say something about this. I was myself, and I times it by 10. And then the Dynamite McFeeders that people disrespected constantly is now the fabulous Travis Tremender. Your number one hashtag, everything trending worldwide. That's what I call it. I am the Midwestern... how can I put it? The Midwestern openly gay professional wrestler that broke barriers at a young age. And now, looking back, I am much more happier than ever before. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because I want to reach out to the people that are part of the LGBT community and tell people that it gets better. I have had a bunch of lows in my life, and the one thing that brought me up was the people that surrounded me. So, to EHF, to Price of Glory Wrestling, to PWK, to New Dawn, to HCW, to every person in the professional wrestling business who accepted me for who I am, thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated, and I love each and every one of you guys. And as far as the fans, I want to say to the fans, thank you so much for reaching out and telling me your guys' story about, like, you coming out and being who you are and being happy and being fabulous. And a message to the YouTubers that are watching this. It gets better. All you gotta do is turn that frown upside down. Smile. And make sure that every single day will be fabulous. Again, my name is Brian McFeeders, and you can also call me the fabulous Travis Tremender. You can call me anything you want. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be waking up the next morning grateful that I have a bunch of friends, family, and supporters along my way. I love you all, and have a wonderful, happy National Coming Out Day. Thank you.